basal metabolic rate. And this, in most people, it accounts to 60–75% of total daily energy expenditure. It's the biggest component of your total daily energy expenditure. So here we have on the left, tissue organ weight in kilograms. And we have liver, brain, heart, kidneys, skeletal muscle, adipose tissue, and then all other tissues combined. Bone, skin, intestines, glands, and etc. So this is the tissue weight. M stands for male, F for female. So if you look, for instance, liver in a man is approximately 1.8 kilograms. In a woman is 1.4. Now look at the tissue organ weight relative to body weight, or percentage of body weight. If you look for liver again, in men and women, or males and females, is approximately 2.57% in men, 2.41% of body weight in women. Now look at the metabolic rate, and this is how many kilocalories it's consuming per kilogram per day. So it's approximately 200 kilocalories per day that your liver by itself spends in a day. So the metabolic rate, the total metabolic rate, or resting metabolic rate, percentage of total, it's 21% in males and 21% in females. Now look at your brain. Brain is 1.4 kilograms and 1.2 kilograms for men and women respectively. 2% of total body weight and 2.07. 240 kilocalories per day, per kilogram of brain. So it's again another organ that has quite a bit of metabolic activity. 20% for males, 21% for females of total resting metabolic rate, or basal metabolic rate. Look at the heart, even smaller, 0.3, 0.24. Not even 0.5% of your body weight, but it spends 440 kilocalories per day, per kilogram of organ. Another 9 and 8% of your resting metabolic rate. Kidneys, small also, similar to your heart, but very high in metabolic rate, another 440, another 8 to 9%. So if you consider your resting metabolic rate, and you add up all this, so you're going to have 50, almost 60% of your resting metabolic rate is determined by 4 organs that have you have absolutely no control over. I would say voluntary control. You don't even think of it, but those are the organs that really play an important role in your resting metabolic rate. Now look at muscle, and this is an important thing, because muscle, it's a huge compartment, very, very large, and represents approximately 40% of total body weight in males, approximately 30% in females. Now, look at the energy, the metabolic rates. It's only 13 kilocalories per kilogram per day. But because it's such a large compartment, when you multiply this small amount of energy that you spend on the resting conditions, it contributes 22% and 16% for males and females respectively. The difference is that your muscle, skeletal muscle, as you are now sitting there, it's mostly relaxed, or the energy requirement of your muscles under resting conditions is very small. You have that luxury of allowing your muscle to either contract or relax. Under resting conditions, it spends very little calories, or very small number of calories. But because it's a large compartment, when you multiply that, it gives you a relatively high percentage. But again, compared to if you look at your liver, which is much smaller, they contribute almost the same amount of energy to resting metabolic rate. The difference is that one is 40% of your body weight, the other one is 2.5% of your body weight. Huge. What does that tell us? Is that the metabolic activity of these organs is drastically different. You cannot afford to tell your liver not to do anything, because the liver has so many important functions, it has to do its job all the time. Your muscle, it is allowed to either rest or exercise. Now, you can really increase the energy expenditure with your muscle, but you need to put exercise into it. You need to force it. You need to make it exercise harder. And then you can really increase this energy expenditure a lot. But you need to really make sure that you are exercising regularly, because otherwise it's a small amount. Now, the other thing that I want to mention here is that we usually have this idea that, oh, if you go to the gym and you gain muscle, you're going to increase a lot your energy expenditure, so it's going to be easier for you to lose weight because you're going to spend a lot more because you're going to gain muscle. First of all, to gain 1 pound or 2, let's say 2 pounds, 1 kilogram of muscle, it takes a lot of exercise, a long time, and you have to make sure that you are eating properly to be able to get 1 kilogram of muscle. It doesn't come easily. It takes time. Right? At least under conventional approaches. What do I mean by conventional? You go to the gym, you do some weight training, and you eat your protein, everything as we recommend. And then you, over time, you may be able to gain a pound, 2 pounds, or maybe 3 pounds of muscle. It takes time. It's not quick. Now, under resting conditions, that contributes in a day, that 1 kilogram of muscle, 13 calories in a day. So, as you can see, it doesn't mean much. What it means that is important is when you're doing the exercise, you might be spending a lot more energy because of the cost of exercise. But under resting conditions, that muscle will keep you probably more active, and you're going to be able to do more things, be more productive on a day. And that will probably add energy expenditure. But under resting conditions, your metabolic rate will barely, if anything, modify. Because the amount of energy that your muscles spend under resting conditions is very small. You have the capacity, if you have more muscle, to produce more energy or to consume more energy, but you're going to have to exercise, you're going to have to move.